Greetings, this is Kamaka Lewis. This is this is video proof that he was here attending PAX. Let's get a close up.
Look at like shit.
There he is.
Now with my Alaskan burrito.
We just need some video evidence that he did indeed attend PAX.
Give him 10 seconds, he's gonna run to the restroom.
That's his 10 seconds of fame.
That'll be in a little bit.
Now I'm gonna zoom over to fake Bishop. This is Aaron, aka Tiger7. Some of you know him on X360A for his achievement guide work. His guide's better than yours. Just deal with it. And over here, Frank Gonzalez, aka Xylo4 And now I'm gonna move my lazy ass into the frame.
And of course, he has to roll in.
Yeah, I can't walk. I gotta roll in like a lazy douchebag.
Figures.
So we'll call this the video podcast episode for our fantabulous PAX adventures. Penny Arcade Expo is now over. The convention center is closed. Sad day. But we had some fun times. So why don't we start with Saturday? What's some of the shenanigans you guys did yesterday?
Who do you want to go first, me or him?
Let's start with our guest host.
Oh, Saturday?
Fake Bishop.
Well, I played Dead Space, and in doing so I missed Star Wars, pretty much their whole thing, because of the line. And then when I got to actually play Dead Space, I had already seen at least an hour worth of playing from other people, so I sat down and picked up probably the worst controller I've ever had, which was a PS3 controller. Yeah.
Sony!
So, yeah, controls were reversed on that game. LB and RB are shoot. L trigger is run. So, hopefully that's not their final control scheme, and maybe they can change it in the options, or maybe that's, just PS3 and the 360 will be better.
Okay, so that's all you did? Dead Space 2?
That's all I can remember because I was so disappointed.
That's it.
I met
the
the
fucking long queue line.
It was, and I met the environmental artist, though. He was pretty cool. I got a little comic book, kind of describing the religion that's in there and how it screwed everybody up to make them think they had to die. I also have the Dead Space alphabet in there, which is kind of cool, so I can use it as a reference.
For like the in-game writing stuff?
Yeah, I won't, but I could. So, what about you?
I am using my iPod Touch with my conventionist application in here as a reminder to kind of the stuff I saw. At 1:30 yesterday, there was a panel about game writing, just kind of writing, stories and stuff for games. It was almost exclusively Q&A. I didn't really take too many notes on that one. And then I was able to attend the actual Star Wars presentation, and there they showed some footage of the Cato Nemoidia level in The Force Unleashed 2, which they hadn't shown before, and they had a long section, that was probably 40 minutes of their hour, about the Old Republics, which I taped that whole thing. That'll be up on YouTube after I return to the great state of Minnesota, where I'm miles away from this douchebag. And at 8 o'clock at night...
Why do you not talk so bad about Tiger?
I was here.
What are you kidding? He's
You're pointing at him.
No, I was
You're
pointing
pointing
past
him.
him. I was pointing past him and
That's not what the video
This guy.
shows.
It does now.
We'll play it back, and there will be clear photographic evidence.
Yeah, right, I'll watch it later and I'll edit it, and this frame will be cut out, and it'll only look like talking to me.
No, we're gonna edit out. Your whole face is gonna be like fuzzed.
Put Bishop over my face.
Yeah. I'm gonna take his Facebook photo and just photo stamp him on every frame. At 8 o'clock at night, after the convention hall had closed, we all went to a panel called Twittering for the Man, Social Media and Game Publishers. And there was a lot of the community managers there, including Larry Herb for Xbox Live, obviously, Major Nelson, Dan Amrich of Activision, Jeff Rubenstein, and Jeff Green and John Davidson. No, I don't think he was there. He wasn't there.
He was replaced by AJ Green. AJ from GamePro. I don't remember her name.
Right. So that was an entertaining panel, I thought. They kind of discussed what their roles are within their companies and kind of the stuff they have to deal with as being middlemen between gamers and their corporate overlords and the sort of stuff they have to deal with. And of course, at the end, it ended with Dan Amrich just throwing out mountains of swag. So, what was some of the swag you got at the end of that panel?
I got a button, a business card that was no longer in use,
Collector's item there.
Guitar Hero Van Halen, which is probably going to go in the trash eventually, and that's it.
Yeah, I also snagged a copy of Guitar Hero Van Halen. He had tons of them, like everybody got one. And I caught.
Who out there actually bought it? Exactly.
And I caught a retail the DVD PC version of Quantum of Solace, which I'll eventually use once I get a better PC. Frank, do you remember what games you played on Saturday?
Yep, I remember every single one. I'm surprised you didn't actually mention it. Gears of War.
How did I forget? I
don't
was
know,
giving
it was
you the
the first
opportunity to
game-
bring it up.
First game we ever played that morning, Gears of War 3 Beast Mode. Probably the funnest thing I've ever played. Just gets me even more amped up for the release date in April 2011. Funnest game, I mean, hands down. You actually didn't mention Dance Central and Hydrophobia, which you played right after that.
I'm just a bucket of fail right now. But yes, we played Beast Mode.
iPod Touch fail.
iPod Touch fail. They set up the demo so that there was like 4 waves, and after every wave in the demo, they unlock different types of enemy classes for you to try out, so that you can mess around and experiment with them all. And holy shit, Beast Mode is fun. Like Frank said, I think between that, Horde Mode, which is coming back, and the campaign, which is 4-player co-op, if you're not such a big fan of the Gears competitive experience, which I certainly wasn't, you're still going to have a metric fuck ton of co-op stuff to do and have fun with. And right as we were getting into the front of the line to play Beast Mode, we ran into Major Nelson, and I know the old Pixar didn't happen rule, but we all got the pics to prove it.
Except me.
Except Aaron,
Yeah,
Aaron's a loser. And
I'll Photoshop myself into one of their pictures.
we don't hang out with him, we just let him tag with us. But,
I played Demon Forge. Demon Hunt, whatever it was called.
Hunted the Demons Forge.
Yeah, Hunted the Demon's Forge. It was in pre-alpha, and it was okay, but they didn't have much. They didn't have a mini map on it. It was that pre-alpha. You couldn't tell where you were. You couldn't tell where your partner was. It was kind of choppy. I ran out of arrows, and I had to do a puzzle that required arrows. So I asked, one of the game guys, like, hey, how do I get past this puzzle if I don't have any arrows? And he says, you just go loot the bodies behind you. I'm like, yeah, but there's a scene that happened and everything's closed off. And he's like, oh, and so I just hit start and quit. And I'm like, I'll leave some feedback on your website about that, because it's gotta be fixed, because you can't do a puzzle if you don't have arrows.
Yeah. It's a little dumb.
It's like saying, I can't kill these enemies if I don't have a gun. Hey, where did it go?
Yeah.
Unless you're playing Dance Central, which me and Nate actually got a chance to try
We
out.
did the Dance Central. I got my Connect Groove on.
What sucks about it is he got 2 stars because, and I say you, because it only recognized you in the dance. The background dancers don't actually get a score.
Huh.
And it recognized you the whole time, I noticed that.
Well, I am a shitty dancer, so is it any surprise that I can't even do Dance Central on easy beyond 2 stars?
I mean, it might also have to do with when you move from one side to the other, your stomach was just trying to keep up and was just swinging around. I'm just saying.
Enjoy this video episode. This is the last time anyone's going to see Frank Gonzalez alive.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a long way to fall behind that window. But then
You'd have to get through Bishop first. I mean, Tiger.
That's right.
Fake Bishop. Fake Bishop.
So anyway, after that, gosh, I really don't remember what I did right after that. I think I went more swag hunting. I did, throughout the day, I did get a chance to try out Just Dance 2, which is actually very, very fun.
You get up on stage and everything? Or?
Yep.
For sure.
No, I didn't win.
Oh, you have to win.
Yeah, you had to win. You had to win first place out of 4 people, and yeah, I didn't win,
That's
obviously. It's a lot more accurate with the controller than the first game was. I mean, I've played the first game, and I mean, you could just swing around your remote and you'd get the points. It's easy to score in that game. But the second one's actually more precise. You actually have to do the moves the way they tell you to. So it's kind of like Dan Cetro. You have to be more precise with it. After that, I did check out Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Stunningly, amazingly.
Yes, we played that too. I forgot.
It's an amazing game. I mean, if you like that fast action fighter, I definitely recommend it. It looks very, very polished, high definition, great graphics. Another game I played, which was probably the most memorable for me, was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which, I mean, I'm sold on it. I mean, even with the versus is very, very fun. The only drawback I had is I ended up playing it on PS3 instead of Xbox 360. So whenever they kept telling me to push X, I was pushing X. I laid down my controller. It's actually square. Yeah. But nonetheless, the versus is actually very, very fun. It's kind of like a hunted style versus. It's 8 players in the same room. You have one target, while someone else has you as a target.
So everybody in the room has one person they're going after?
Correct. It's not a free for all.
And then I'm guessing that if you kill your target, you get what their target was? Is that how that works?
No,
or-
you just get another target.
Versus another random person.
Well, like, do people respawn then, or how does it?
Yeah, people respawn. It's kind of like a deathmatch, but it's not free for all where you can just kill anybody that you want. You have a specific target that you have to go for. So I mean,